What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Tom and Will FPL show for the last time this season.
Yikes! What a season it's been, man! It's been our first season. We've learned some things. We've lost some
Now
things.
it's over.
And now it's over. No, time for a break, but not much of a break. I don't think we should. We will still be. Might do a couple more episodes here and there, eh?
Mate, look at the state of us. Just look at the state of us. We need a break. Will was saying last week, he's like, this season's been long, man. I've gained about 2 stone. We're doing all this editing. Just like I've got a vitamin D deficiency, and I need to get back in the gym this summer.
Mate, I'm hopefully by August I'll be sort of like slightly more chiseled.
Botox will do that.
Yeah, right, exactly. Needs something. But yeah, no, it's been good, man. I've loved it. I've loved this season. Like it's been a rocky season in regards to FPL, but a much more fun season in regards to life, because I get to hang out with you all the time, Thomas, and just speak to our lovely listeners and talk nonsense.
So this is our roundup show, everybody. So on today's show, we're going to be talking about how Will and I finished up at the close of game week 38. We'll touch a little bit on game week 38. I'm sure we've done it to death by now, but we'll tell you how we got on. We'll talk about our final ranks, and we'll also be looking back to the highs and lows over the season. We'll be discussing the lessons learned, and talk about what we can take going into next season to maybe make some improvements. And then we're gonna discuss the winner of the Tom and Will mini league. We have our winner. They have been crowned. We've got a little message from them. So that'll be nice to cap it all off, and then we'll finish with a little bit of 20 questions like we always do. Last 20 questions of the season, where I'm chucking Will in the chair. I've got a nice one for you this week, Will. You're gonna love it.
Ouch. Okay.
Ouchie, indeed. So the season's done.
It is.
The Champions League spots have been sorted out. That was all that there was to be sorted out. And obviously, Chelsea have got the nod, haven't they? They're in. They beat Nottingham Forest. It's a bit sad for Nottingham Forest after the season they had. That they've gone away slightly empty-handed, but they're still in some Europe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They are. I mean, God, did you see the thing about them? The owner saying that Gary Neville wasn't allowed on the pitch. Did you read that? And then Carragher was like, "If my boy's not there, I'm not going either." And he was like,
see that
"Yeah."
bit.
He would basically told him to f off, and was like, "If if he's not there, I'm not doing it either." So that's why they did it from the studio.
That's what I would do if it happened to you, Will.
Right,
but I'm not going in either.
Yeah, I'm not going either. But it was I know the Ferguson era. There was a lot of housery going on with kind of people not allowed in the stadium. But we've all done it. But there's a little bit of karma there to be like, you throw your toys because you think you're big smokes, and then you get pipped to the post Champions League. And the fact that he was on the pitch a week prior, wasn't he, with the manager, and it just got a bit ugly, I feel. So well,
that's why he wasn't allowed in, because he's basically commenting about him being an embarrassment going on the pitch.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Screw you, Gary. You're not coming in.
You're not invited to the party." There was no party because you didn't quite beat Chelsea. But yeah, no. I mean, well done Newcastle, and obviously the rest of the kids. They deserve to be up there. And we'll come back to a bit of Newcastle maybe later on in the show, because there's some interesting movements for them, it looks like. But yeah, well done everyone. Well done Thomas, also, for obviously pulling my pants down and giving me a good hard spanking over the whole season. But you finished, and I know we're going to cover this, but you finished so strong for the last 11 weeks, just green arrows for days.
It was a real strong finish,
and you called it. Happy, mate. You called it. You were like this when I overtook you that one brief day before the next day's points. And you were like, William, that's the closest you're gonna get, because from here on out, I am going for it, and you have you backed your word. So fair play.
It's true, actually. I did call it, didn't I?
You did,
Well,
you
after
did.
that,
I
I was like, well, this is it, mate. I hope you enjoyed your little run because I'm about to go into the overburners now.
You did. You really did. You really did pull it up. So yeah, fair play to you, man.
So yeah, I think no, you're right, mate. After that, mate, I've kind of finished. I got an extra 120 odd points ahead of you in the end.
Yeah.
So it was a great old finish. I didn't do so great in the mini league. I mean, I managed to get myself up to 11th.
Yeah,
but I was never catching the big guns, was I?
Well, look, I've done the graphic here, and I was going to cap it at I was just going to cap it at the top 10, but I felt that would have been a bit harsh for you to be like, I'm 11th. Why didn't you just put me up there? I'm in it. I swear. You're like, all right, Tom. No, you're not. No, you did. Yeah, look, top 11. There you are, and it's a strong league. I didn't expect it to be that. Like our first season, I didn't expect people to be on 2,600 points at the end of the season, which is a damn good finish. Yeah. I don't know what the overall winners' points was actually. I didn't see that actually. I could probably find that out.
But I know that Glenn, who won, aka FPL Pennywise, he was his final rank was 2,495.
That is absolutely incredible. So the overall winner is
little ripple for Glenn, everybody. Yeah. Little ripple. Well done, Glenn.
Well done,
very nice.
Yeah, we'll come back. 2,810 was number one. That's a serious haul, isn't it? So, wow. Glenn, not too far off it, but wow, that's like...
Still a fair chunk, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows how good they are and how good I'm going to have to be next season to win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I need to sort it out. Did you say you had a message from Glenn?
I did. Yeah, I reached out to him because... Obviously, being the winner of the mini league, he's won himself a Premier League jersey for next season. Turns out he's a Liverpool fan. He wants the Liverpool kit when it comes out. I was like, yes, Glenn, my guy. Yeah, he sent a message to everyone. I did invite him on the show. He's like, absolutely not. But you can have this message. No, he said he works nights, so he's like, I'm not going to be in any shape to come on the show.
Good for him.
He said, I've really enjoyed your pod this season, and I do believe that you guys bring something different to the whole content creator space. I feel your content is much more real and personal than just facts and figures. Last season, I religiously followed as much FPL content as possible and played based on stats and predictions, and actually finished at 2.6k. But I found it a bit stressful and time consuming. This season, after starting to listen to your pod, and it was honestly the only pod I listened to every week, I decided to play it my way and try to enjoy it more. I did enjoy it more, and I finished at 2.4k. Unbelievably beating my rank from last year. Keep up the good work, and you guys deserve all the success I'm sure you will achieve.
Oh, that's solid, mate. Thank you so much, Glenn.
What a nice message, mate. It's really nice.
I think there's a really important, well, not just a nice message for us, but a really important message for FPL. Like, we've discussed this quite a lot. Is like we're here doing this for a bit of fun, and sometimes we do take it way too seriously, but. Glenn's obviously got the knowledge from all the previous seasons. He's had back-to-back 2K finishes. That's super impressive. But also, he knows his business now. Now he can sit back, listen to the Tom and Will FPL show, and enjoy life. And
this is it.
It's just a shame that you support Liverpool. But I guess congratulations on that too. So
I just want to caveat that message because I'm sure everyone's thinking. That can't be real, that message. Because he was saying such nice things about us. That was real.
That is
real.
I
didn't put him up to anything.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, we're dangling the carrot of a nice Liverpool shirt next season, but I didn't force him to say anything.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. So
FPL Pennywise, you are the first champion of the Tom and Will FPL show. Mate.
We'll have to get like a plaque or something, or like maybe just a board. Maybe just a whiteboard and put
like a digital board. Microsoft Word, impact font.
Maybe we'll have him like on the mainframe. Like maybe on the mainframe chat here, we'll put like a little leaderboard of the champions of the seasons. So
you will not be forgotten.
Absolutely not.
Pennywise. I'll tell you what, he's a lovely bloke because I forgot to mention the shirt. It's not even for him; it's for his boy as well.
Oh,
it's an absolute gent. Absolute gent.
Well, that's just warmed my heart. Congratulations.
Okay, cool.
So, I may not have won any of like the big leagues, I might not be up there with Glenn up at the top, and I might not be sitting high with UTK in the top 2K, but I did sneak in
200k.
200k. Beg pardon. Sorry. Yeah. Stand corrected. I did sneak in to my goal, which was into the million. Which
well done, mate.
So I'm gonna swing over to my game week 38 review.
Yeah, great.
I had an absolute belter. 67 points. Okay, doesn't sound like a lot, doesn't, but it was exactly what I needed to slam through in my number 1 slot in the Farmers League. Get in there. And it was dramatic.
Congratulations.
It was
Very
dramatic.
nice.
It was dramatic. 67 points. I bought Wan-Bissaka in, got 5 points. Burn, at one point, Pope and Burn had the clean sheets, and that put me on top. And then they conceded, and I was back down into third. It was all going. I think Vardiol got the 8 point with the bonus points, which cemented it. Bowen came through for me, which is incredible. Saka did nothing. I brought him in, and then he was on the bench, and I've made him my captain after we've continuously told one another, do not bring Saka in. Definitely don't captain him. I don't know what I was thinking. It was all touch and go.
Why do you never listen to the stuff we talk about on this show?
Because I get scared. We all do it. Like you go, I can't not do it. Like I couldn't get to Salah. I wanted to get to Salah, which would have been a better captain's choice. But anyone in my midfield would have been better. Anyway, Mbuamo got 8, but the man, and I'm so happy because I said to myself from weeks prior, I was like, I want to keep Semenyo for that last game of the season because he will be the difference maker. I had a feeling, and he banged 2 goals, man of the match, bonus points all round, 16 points. Who cares about the bench and the forwards? He nailed it for me. Or Haaland got a penalty as well. That helped. But that put me in first by a long way and won the mini league. And people just couldn't believe it. They couldn't believe it.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Congratulations.
I'm super happy. Do you know what? I keep on checking the FPL website, like still now, to go.
Mate, I really do.
No, but I keep on checking it because I was like, but what if they've like changed some points and I haven't won it? But I've still won it by won it by 20 points in the end.
Smashed it, mate. It was a great. Was that 67? Was that -4? Did you take it?
No, because remember the week prior, I missed the deadline because I was out at Chelsea
you
United.
had an extra transfer.
So I had two transfers. Saka came in for KDB, and Eva Nilsson came in for Mateta. Now both of those transfers did 0, and I still would have won even if I didn't make any transfers. So
gotcha. Well, sorry, I misunderstood. You said you brought in Wan-Bissaka, but he was on your bench. You were
so I beg your pardon. Yeah. But yeah, so I was chuffed, mate. I'm really chuffed with it.
Very good.
I'm really chuffed with it.
I'm happy for you, mate. You made your target. It was a rough old season. You said, look, if I get under the top mil, then I'll be happy. And 969k. Job done. Top of the Farmers League. The ultimate farmer.
I'm waiting.
You have done it.
I'm waiting for my trophy to arrive. Apparently, it's getting engraved. I want my trophy. I want it this week. I've said, where do I meet for the handover? And
I want my scalps.
I want my scalps. Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. But how did you get on? Let's have a look at your team. Let's see how you finished up. You finished up strong.
I'll tell you what, mate. This was a bit stressful, actually, this choosing this team. Because I was in Italy until late last night, all over the weekend. And I was working on Sunday. And basically, I had to go down. I was on set watching the Planet FPL deadline stream. Just trying to get some information. And I literally watched about 5 minutes of it, and I was like trying to work at the same time. There's stuff happening, I'm needed, and I was just like, I can't do this. I'm like, I can't be waiting for Isak's not going to start or whatever.
Yeah.
And in the end, I knew I wanted Bowen in, and it is, as we said on the show last week, the decisions were either I take out a City defender and bring an Arsenal defender, to get to Bowen, and I take out Eze, or I downgrade Isak and bring in Eva Nilsson and then go Eze to Bowen.
Gotcha.
Or Sarr to Bowen. And I ended up just going, look, I can't be dealing with this. Isak in or out. They're playing against Everton, who are a good team. If Isak does play, he's not exactly fit, is he? So I was just like, look, just get him out. Just get him out. And
Get
I
him
bought in
out.
Ethan Nilsson. Bought in Bowen. I didn't put the captaincy on him. I was texting. I was on socials Sunday morning going, who's people?
Yeah,
captaining?
I saw that.
What should we do? And like feels like Salah. And I was just like, I don't know, because we're not in form. Like, I think it was a good move to captain him, but I was just like, I wasn't 100% confident. And for some reason, I went off Bowen, but stuck with Salah, absolutely fine, got his goal. And the main thing was I owned Jared Bowen. By having him, I had double City defence, 65 points, -4 was enough to get me the green arrow. Won my mini leagues. Well, a bit of moolah.
Did you?
I didn't make the. I was hoping to sneak into the top 200k, so I went up like 10k.
Yeah.
But only 205k overall, so just outside. But mate, after the season I've had, I'm actually very, very proud of this performance. This is the highest I've been. That was the highest rank I've ever had this season. Over the season, I'd never been higher than 205k. So I finished as strong as I could have done.
Yeah.
I was looking at my graph on Fantasy Football Hub. Yeah, and it's just like, oh mate, it's so the lows are heavy. Like game week 12, 3.5 million. Game week 16, 2.9 million. And then basically after game week 20, the second half of the season, it was plain sailing after that.
I'm just looking at it.
I think I was like 10k in the Second Chance League. Obviously, it means absolutely nothing, but it does tell you how good your second half of the season was.
Yeah, that's true. It's quite dramatic. There's quite a lot of ups and downs of yours. My one goes from like 90. I think I was 90k after week 1. I had the stormer of that first week, and then it just plummets all the way down. It just keeps on going down, and then all of a sudden, halfway through the season, it's just up. I had a couple of red arrows in mid, like game week 30, game week 29, game week 30 or something. Funnily enough, I think that was when a lot of people were throwing chips around, so that makes sense. So,
yeah.
But it leads me on to something that I've kind of wanted to touch on. Maybe we'll talk about kind of highs and low points after this, but I was like, do you know what? I quite like the idea of saving a bench boost for the final game of the season. Like,
you mean not using it in the second game week of the season?
Yeah. No, that was my free hit, Thomas.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, well done for shoehorning that in.
Couldn't resist, mate.
That was the beginning of the end. Actually, I got away with it in the bigger picture, but the bench, because there was a lot of statistics flying around about how volatile game week 38 has been throughout the seasons, and like there's a lot of points that get thrown around. And like, just to go back to my farmers league, the person who finished second, she had 20 something points on her bench, and she may have, I don't think she would have picked me in the end. But she had 20. I was like, God, actually, a bench boost, as long as you've got a half decent bench for the end of the season, like, it's not a bad shout, because you had, it would have made a little bit of a difference. And it's just that extra few points to be like, to get you over the line, because you'd hate to lose by like a league by like 3 points. Do you know what I mean? Or like 5 points, and you're like, if I'd have had a bench boost, that would have been great.
If I only had a bench boost.
So have you got any kind of like highs and like for thinking about the season? Like, have you got any kind of areas?
Just very quickly before we go there, I was just looking at how we did the free hit team last week.
Oh yeah,
it's interesting about like if you had saved a free hit to the last game of the season and had the pick of the bunch.
Yeah.
It would have got 63 points.
Nice.
So it wasn't too bad, but then we've both outscored that without using it, which is interesting.
Yeah, very true. I mean, it's just the way it is, I guess. But
that's the way the cookie crumbles. But sorry, going on to lessons learned.
Yeah, what have you got? What have you got? Any takeaways from this season?
Yes, I do. Will, I'm glad you asked. The headline of what I've learned is: do not ever have 2 Everton attackers in your team. Right? Because I did for quite some time. And I mean, looking back, what What was I thinking? At what point in the league, a Sean Dyche team, have I got Dwight McNeil and Dominic Calvert-Lewin in my team for multiple game weeks? It's not even like a one. Oh, it was a strange time.
It was such like looking back. I was like, because I was like, yeah, what? Try and learn as much as you can from the season. And I was like, I had a couple of. I backed Phil Foden very early on because of his fantastic season last season. Like he was so good. He was in and out still. Like he played. He was player of the season last season, and he just didn't turn up. And I kept on going back to him a few times, but ultimately, same. The biggest realization is Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
We were hating on him quite a lot. We both had him at one point, and we were throwing out some serious criticism
for way too long as well. Like we were like, we'll give him one more game week because he's got like a decent fixture, and couldn't hit a barn door. Could not hit a barn door.
The problem was, I had him in my team for so long because I was putting out so many fires. Like we were both taking hits a lot, and we just couldn't afford to be making that many changes every week. Like the back end of the season, right? I've taken hits in the last 2 game weeks because I've been playing aggressively. Mm-hmm. Before that, since the second half of the season started, I had 1 hit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like those hits, they make differences. But it's not just the fact that I didn't need to take them. And basically, in the first half of the season, I kind of finished well last season because I had some good differentials. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to come into this season. I'm going to try and get a few more differentials in and try and get lucky. I didn't get lucky. And as a result, I had a really tough start to the season. I wildcarded in game week 6, which wasn't too bad. But the wildcard wasn't particularly useful. I continued the downward spiral after the wildcard. And it just makes you think that the last 2 seasons now I've had really rocky starts because my tactic at the beginning of the season is always to chase squad value. So whenever I know that there's players getting a cheeky pip like tonight, I'm making like early transfers and I'm trying to attack it. And I think next season I'm going to change that tact. I'm always quite worried about squad value, get a little bit anxious about it. Like, I'm not going to be able to get him next week and whatnot. But you need to take time to like take that information on and not rush it and I think basically what you need to do is you've really got to play it safe those opening games of the season and go for the tried and tested. There's always the temptation to go with new signings. And I mean, I'll tell you what, mate, I haven't done this yet. I'm just going to quickly go back to see what my game week 1 team was actually like. Yeah, should have done this earlier. Apologies.
I could do that. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's totally. It is interesting point to kind of like the squad value because I'm terrible at that. I'm always like I just go for it, whatever, like whatever the weather kind of thing. I'm just like I'm just going to get the team in, and I do get way too hyped about the like new signings, which is terrible. Yeah. Like if you've got to be Premier League proven. Like you've got to be a Mateus Cunha or whatever if you of transfers or Mbuama.
Okay, here's my game week 1 team, right? Raya in goal, had him all season, played him every game this season apart from last week when he got 9 points, whatever it was. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Lewis Hall, Pedro Porro. I didn't have a bad start actually, got 65 points. Pedro Porro, he obviously turned out to have a pretty bad season, as does the whole of Spurs. That's something that was wrong with this first team. I had 2 Spurs players in it. Also had Dominic Solanke. Christopher Nkunku, sorry.
Oh yeah,
remember he was talked about a lot last summer, and we were saying this is going to be the biggest mistake FPL going to make at putting him at 7.5. Yeah. He's going to be playing as a striker every week, banging in the goals. We're like, this is mental. He got me a point opening day of the season. Barely played after that. Bruno Fernandes was in the team. 3 points from him. I got Minter. Minter was a good signing. Do you know what? He was actually a good differential for me. He played all right. He obviously was injured. Jota I had. That didn't work out, although he did get 8 points first game of the season. Isak and Haaland. That was good. And then Dom Solanke, as I said. But then I didn't have a bench at all. Like Bednarek, Robinson, Smith Rowe. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just looking at mine. Mine's similar. Raya, Guardiola, Trent, Porro, Jota, Eze, Saka, Mo Salah, Munoz for Fulham. Isak, Solanke.
Oh, Muniz.
Yeah. So interesting. Like, give or take a handful of players there. Yeah, like as the Tottenham players. Not bad team actually.
Yeah, I think I can safely say there's not going to be any Spurs players in my team at the moment, unless they make big signings and have an incredible pre-season. They won't be there next season.
Big Ange, we've not had the conversation since the final.
He did it, mate. I can't believe it.
So it was alright. It was a rough one. I don't want to talk about it too much, but one of the worst games of football I think I've ever seen. And then United came out against Villa last week and had at the weekend and had just an absolute ball. And they're playing. We're now in Malaysia playing the Malaysian All Stars. Soon
to be joined by Mateus Cunha, mate. It looks like it's happening, mate.
Off and on. But just final little nips and tucks, I think, in the contract.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, there's some other big sign. You boys have done your business early. Frimpong, Wirtz coming. Who else is there?
Mate, if we get Wirtz, that's gonna be unbelievable. I was listening to the Sky Sports transfer podcast, and Sam Ty, the guy on there, he was talking about he sees Wirtz as a potential replacement for Luis Diaz, because Luis Diaz is like being linked with Barcelona. Barcelona have openly said they're interested in him. He thinks he could go, and then maybe it's a straight swap. We might be able to get like 60 odd mil for Luis Diaz. So that's a decent upgrade for a 28-year-old to a 26-year-old.
Absolutely.
He's so good, mate. He's so good. And mate, that's the type of signing we need to make as champions. You can't rest on your laurels. You got to hit them again, and you need to because you don't want the players just going, "Oh, we're champions," and just resting back. You need to be like seeing players like Wirtz coming in, and suddenly everyone's like, "Oh, bloody hell, my place is under threat."
I got to go. Yeah, exactly. It's a big deal. But Frimpong as well. Like, he's a solid player. You have made. If you get all three, who else have you got? Frimpong,
maybe Kirkez,
and maybe Kirkez. If those three come in, all. That's a solid strength, still solid strengthening. I like it. Obviously, Trent's gone. God, that was emotional, wasn't it? We should obviously say talk about the parade as well.
Oh, mate, I know. Sorry, I was supposed to talk about that at the top of the show. It was awful. I was obviously away, and I was just getting drip fed information. I've obviously seen some footage of it now. Just sounds like a real mess. And our thoughts to go out to anyone affected by up in Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully everybody comes through. At the moment, it's looking positive. People are going to be all right. But awful
things. Yeah, we all stand together as football fans when something like that happens, and I hope everyone's fine. But it's what was I going to say? The transfers are interesting, because I tell you what, one other team that I would be very aware of if they make a couple of transfers. I have a feeling like Newcastle might do really well next season, because they started to really get it together. It was a bit rocky at the beginning, obviously, and a lot of injuries, but they're beginning to get a side together. And as long as they keep Isak, now if Isak gets persuaded to go, or gets an injury next season, then it's tricky. But they're trying to sign Brian Mbeumo. Now, if they get Mbeumo, Manchester United are trying as well. I think he's likely gonna leave Brentford. Wherever he goes, and if he goes to Newcastle, that team begins to really. I think they need to maybe strengthen their defence somewhere. But to have the forward of Gordon on the left, Isak up front, and then Mbeumo on the right, and then that defence of Bruno. Who's the other one? Tonali, and
you're right. Tonali is obviously missing most of the season,
and those three.
When he came back, he looked incredible.
Who's the other one? Bruno Guimaraes. Joe Linton. Those three in the centre. I just see that an incredibly strong team, but with the extra fixtures.
Excited. I'm so excited. I know
we've just finished the season, and I'm like, I cannot wait for the next season.
I'm not quite there. I'm not quite there. I'm looking forward to a bit of a break and a recharge. But the transfer window is going to be tasty. I think, Will, by the way, to all the people listening, I think we will be dropping in leading up to the start of next season, leading up to FPL reopening. We're basically going to drop back in and just do a little sort of transfer update pods.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, it normally goes live. The website it shuts down in like middle of June, doesn't it? And then it reopens. I think they're saying it should be around July the 12th. So it's not long at all. and like the beginning of the season kicks off, and like, you know, whatever, a few months, a couple of months.
So, Will, anything that you've learned that you're going to just take into that game week 1 next season?
I mean, I think ultimately I won't play my free hit in the second week of the season. I won't get greedy. I think I got greedy with the 91 points, and also because it was our first season of doing the podcast and the show. I think I just
fireworks.
I just wanted to make it exciting, and it didn't do, as I said, it didn't do me terribly. But I don't think that was a big learning point. I think that is what it was a bit of fun. I think I will, as exactly what you said, stick with the tried and tested people that I know are my bases, my baseline. Like Jared Bowen's been phenomenal for me. I'm so surprised that he doesn't go get a bigger team. I'm gonna keep an eye on some.
Anything could happen.
I want to keep an eye on some. Obviously, the fixtures. When the fixtures get released, that changes most things.
Yeah.
But I want to try and lock down a decent defense, and I just want to lock in with like some players which are pretty much there for the whole season. Like a Gvardiol has been in pretty much the whole season. Raya's been in the whole season. Salah will probably be in the whole season, you know, and kind of just
interesting to see if like Frimpong is a defender, because I think he could be playing very high up the pitch. He's going to be very interesting.
I mean, he's a great replacement for Trent, really. So, but yeah, I think stick to what you know, and like kind of what Glenn said, like, you know what, you don't have to follow all the stats and that kind of thing. Like, just keep on having a bit of fun with it, and I don't know. No Everton. No
Everton.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin. No, absolutely not.
Stick with the defence. Defence is fine.
Yeah.
Mate, did you hear me? That already slipped in. I literally 10 minutes ago, I say, look, don't go look at any new transfers. 2 minutes ago, but Frimpong, he's going to be a good asset.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is, guys.
It's as quick as that. But yeah, no.
Everyone just gets a bit giddy. They're like, oh, he's going to be great. And blah, blah, blah.
I know. I mean, right. I guarantee you I'll have Cunha in my side from like again, and it's still playing for a terrible Manchester United team. But oh god, here's hoping that Amarin has a decent summer window. Anywho,
because they're saying Cunha could be down as perhaps a midfield asset as well, which would be interesting.
Yeah, instead, because at the moment he's a forward asset in the game. Yeah, interesting.
And is he going to be playing alongside Bruno, or is he going to be there instead of Bruno? Is a big question, right?
I think Bruno has to go for the amount of money that he is being offered, and we're in the hole. As long as we will be able to spend that money, and the Glaciers don't go and Ineos go, no money, keep that money for ourselves. As long as we replace it with two players,
every chance.
Yeah, which is the whole problem. Anyway, but if we got two players out of that, like, we need those players. We need players.
You do.
Anyway, we'll see. TBC with transfers.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So for the last time, let's do Footballer 20 questions.
Hooray! Hurrah!
Last week we gave you a special end of season. It was Will and Phil, wasn't it? Will and Phil. And we had Jose Basingwa. You guys got that in the end. It was a good one. It was good to have Phil back on the show.
Yes, sir.
But this week we're going to finish the season with one for you, Will.
Okie dokie.
And it's one that I thought up about half an hour ago, and I think it's going to be good.
I'm up for it. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm not ready. I say this every time. I'm not ready. I'm not even close to being ready. Where the hell is my bloody notes? Right, okay.
Cool.
This is the maths. On my notes app, I was on the final day of the season, because before the league adjusts, everyone was like, "Who's won the mini league? Who's?" And I was like, "I've won the mini league, obviously." And then I was like, and then when you have the doubt and you're like, and they've not updated, and I was like,
getting your abacus out.
Yeah, so I got the old abacus out, and I was like, yes, I've definitely done it. Okay, so I am going to start with the way we have started previous over the last few weeks recently, which is, does this player play for Manchester United or Liverpool?
Yes. I suddenly just thought, maybe this one isn't as good as I thought it was going to be, actually.
Does this player play for Manchester United?
No.
Okay. Liverpool. Is this player retired?
Yes.
Is this player a midfielder or an attacker? A striker, sorry. An attacker. What am I? Is he an attacker?
Is he an attacker?
Is he a striker or...
Yes, he is.
Is he a striker?
Yes, he is. That's 5.
Is he Caucasian?
No.
Did he used to play for... Has he also played for... Chelsea?
No.
I was rolling then.
I got a bit worried then.
I was just going for it at that point. I was like, oh, it's Daniel Sturridge, got it. Did Daniel Sturridge play for Chelsea?
Played for Man City. Didn't play for Chelsea, did he? No, I don't think so. Played for Man City.
Are you sure?
Fairly sure, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm really tired, but I'm fairly certain he didn't play for Man City.
Have you got this player's profile up?
Yes.
Okay. Does it say that he played for Chelsea?
No.
No. let me just check. Did this player, so striker, retired? Does this player? Is this player European?
Yes.
Is this player English?
Yes.
Does this player play for Man City?
No. You thought you had it again. He thought he's had the same player twice.
He did play for Chelsea.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
I just brought it up. In 2006, 2009, he played for Man City. 2009 to 2013, he played for... He had 63 appearances for Chelsea.
Fucking hell, Jesus Christ.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, guys. It's been a really long weekend.
It's been a rough week, though. Give him a chance. Okay, so...
I
right.
blocked that out. Totally blocked that out.
The only reason I think I saw it was because he mentioned it. Of course, he mentioned it in his commentary like the other day. He was like, when I played with when I won the Champions League or whatever for Chelsea, whatever. Okay, so retired European. He's English. He's a striker that played for Liverpool. His name is. I'm not going to get this one. I think I can see the player already. I think I can see him, and I'm not going to get his name. Oh, God, it's kicked in. I've instantly started sweating. Instantly. No. Oh, wait. Wait, hang on a minute. Did he play for Leicester?
Yes. You've
Okay,
totally got this.
so I'm pretty.
This is the fun bit, guys, because Will totally knows it, but everyone else knows his name. But this is what's fun about when Will does it, because he can never remember people's names.
I can't, and this is why we play this game. And I can't believe it's taken me this long to figure out last week. I was like, Thomas designed this game to play this game just to catch me out. But in actual fact, I've done rather well over the season.
You always pull out.
I think that I've just got to guess it because I can't think of any other teams. I think he may have played for like Bolton or like Aston Villa or someone. But I know he played for Liverpool. I know he played for Leicester. He's an English striker. He is Emil Heskey.
Yeah.
Finishing
Nice.
with W's all round. Top of the Farmers League. Top of the Pops. Go on.
I think that's a PB.
You reckon?
That's 12 questions, mate.
Do you know what? I think I had that on like as soon as I
Should
was.
have had it after 10. You had it. To be honest, mate, because it was like I was trying to think of like like non-Caucasian Liverpool strikers who are English.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's Danny or Emil, really, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, unless you're going further back. Because you've got like attacking midfielders and whatnot, but yeah, it's a small pool, so you did well to narrow that down early on, mate.
Yeah, I feel like we've honed in on the questions. I feel like we may have to, if we continue this for next season, we may have to level up a little bit. Like we may have to push.
Too easy, is it?
Maybe we go void Liverpool, void Manchester United. But
Well,
then,
we will. We definitely will. We definitely will because we'll start avoiding Premier League soon. Do you know what I mean?
True.
Then
We would have named them all.
Absolutely screwed.
Yeah. Oh mate, what a season! Man. I guess that rounds us up, doesn't it? For the
that wraps it up. So I think we should take this time, guys, to say, look, for anyone who has been listening and watching our stuff this season, thank you so much. We've really enjoyed giving you the content this year. We've really enjoyed this, and we will be back next year.
Yeah.
We hope to keep growing, and with your help and interaction with us, the show will just get better and better. So
absolutely.
Stay in touch. Don't be a stranger. We will, as I said earlier, we will be back with transfer updates and anything else we want to pop on and talk about.
I'll tell you what, Tom. Here's how about this? I think that maybe in the middle somewhere we book in an actual face-to-face, a real life.
Oh yeah.
A real life face-to-face, and then we'll maybe play some golf. Maybe we could do a little bit of a video, a vlog.
School trip.
A school trip. Yeah, no, let's do that. That'll be a nice little like midway through, midsummer little party.
Yeah, we'll think up some stuff, guys.
Yeah, man.
But get in touch, guys. Let us know how you got on this season, and let us know if you've been watching and listening this season. We'd love to hear from you. Have a little chat. But enjoy the summer months. I'm already picking up my phone going, what the hell do I do with this thing now? I keep getting out, just going to the app or like going to Sky Sports. It's just like, there's nothing to know. I don't care.
Yeah.
So it's just weird trying to get out of that. But yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Cheers.
Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the beach. We'll be back. This is Tom and Will signing off for the first season. That's a wrap. Hit the music.
Boom.